Good, man. Thanks for joining us. How fun was that on Saturday at Wrigley?
Oh, I mean, that's the best. Saturday afternoon, it was about 70 degrees, a little bit sun. I think it was Caleb's first time at a Chicago Cubs game along with some other guys, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
So who else was there? He was sitting with Keenan Allen. We saw DJ Moore. Who else was in that room with you guys in the suite?
Yeah, Keenan rolled up. DJ was there. Obviously myself, Braxton Jones, Jatari Carter, Roshan, Travis Homer. We had a few guys in there. It was a good time. We had a good time on Saturday afternoon.
So Speegs' theory was that you're the baseball expert in the group.
I don't know about expert, but definitely I'm definitely into it. That's for sure.
Did you have to explain some stuff? I think there was a balk in that game. I mean, you must have explained some weird things at times, Cole.
Yeah, here and there. I mean, the main thing we were talking about was if we had 100 at bats, how many hits would one of us get? And I told them, no one here would get a hit. If any of you made contact, I'd be shocked. But no one's getting a hit.
Would you?
I think I'd have a better chance of making contact, and I think I could at least get one or two in play. But if they find a hole or not, I don't know about that. But I do think I could get some contact in 100 at bats. I do.
Did Caleb think he would get a hit?
No, he was. I don't think he thought he could. He was more listening in on the conversation than joining in on that.
See, because but that's the conversation that every group of people, there was a poll that the Washington Post put out like a couple of months ago that like 74% of men think that if the pilot became incapacitated, that we believe we could land the plane. So like,
oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, of course. But like, you know what I mean? Like male hubris, right? Like, so it's like, how fast is 95 with movement really? Like, I love that you guys are having the same debates even as world-class athletes.
Yeah, well, and I have to put it in perspective of them how fast 90 mile an hour is, and now all these guys are throwing 95 plus. Like 95 plus with movement is ridiculously hard to hit. Ridiculously hard.
Plus, it's a weird skill. It's a cylinder of a bat against a round ball, and it's moving.
Sure.
It's outrageous. I think what you heard there is Danny Parkins really wanting Caleb Williams to have the irrational confidence that he could step in. He wants the quarterback to believe that he could homer at Wrigley,
Yeah, it was more so the offensive linemen thinking that they could get a hit than anyone else, which I thought was hysterical because I think they're the least likely to get a hit out of anybody.
Yeah,
right. Their musculature is a little tighter and not limber at all for a swing. Yeah, that's a good question. What football position's body type lends itself to baseball the most? Is it tight end, Cole?
I mean, I'm going to have to go with tight end just because of myself. I feel pretty confident myself. I could at least look the part up there. I don't know how well I would do, but tight end, quarterback, maybe a good build of a kicker. I'm just thinking of guys who are a little more pliable and have more of an athletic base, but definitely not offensive line.
So we're talking to Cole Kmet. He's at the Cubs game with Caleb Williams and a bunch of his teammates, and he gets announced, and there's a huge ovation. What was that moment like?
Yeah, that was cool. I knew it would be cool for him. I don't know if he really knew what he was walking into yet. We were on a shuttle bus over from Lake Forest. There was a few of us that were on the bus, and I was like, hey, dude, do you realize what you're going to? People are going to erupt. Like, you're at a Saturday 120 Cubs game versus the Brewers. Like, this is prime time for people in Chicago right now. And it was beautiful out, and I'm like, they're going to go nuts when they see you. And I don't think he really understood it until it happened, and but I know he's excited and ready to get going for sure.
Yeah, man. Because I don't know if you remember this, but like Mitch got booed at the Bulls game.
Was Cole there with Mitch?
I remember. I was still in college at that point,
right.
But I do remember that. I do remember that story. Yeah, which is shameful. That's too bad. He hadn't done anything yet.
No, of course, he hadn't played. People didn't know as much about him, obviously. Some people wanted Watson. Some people wanted Mahomes. Some people wanted him. Like,
sure.
It was a different situation. But I was thinking about, like, obviously there was a lot with Justin. People loved Justin. Mm-hmm. Your teammates loved Justin. This town didn't exactly greet Mitch well at all. Like, so you were convinced that he was going to get a huge eruption?
Yeah, I mean, I thought so. I never thought of it like that. I mean, maybe I should have. But no, I you can just feel the energy behind it. I know that I know everyone here loved Justin, and as did I. But there is an excitement about what's going on. I think we've added a lot of good pieces offensively, and there's just a excitement about this. And Caleb obviously being, let's just call a spade, as highly touted as he's been over the past 2-3 seasons in college. There's a different presence to that, and I think people of Chicago have kind of recognized that.
All right, so Cole, there's that initial cheer. I was in the stands, and there's this big initial cheer when you guys get introduced. But then there's like a secondary moment where Caleb eventually stood. Did you guys urge him to stand, or how did that go down?
Yeah. I was like, give him the claw. And then he finally got up and gave the weird bear claw thing that he started, and everyone freaking loved that.
It's so adorable. It's like childlike and like passionate and badass at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's talking about like adding more pageantry to it. He's like, in college everyone's got like their symbol. I feel like we should have a symbol here. And I go, well, I think you might have just started something, so I guess you can keep going with that.
Yeah, I mean, the guy created something out of thin air. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, kind of funny. I think it's a little cheesy, but I think it's hysterical. I do think it's pretty funny.
It is cheesy, but that's what makes it adorable somehow. Right. It's just
absolutely.
Yeah, it feels kind of honest. All right, so here's the question: were you at Wrigley with Justin Fields?
Was I at Wrigley with Justin? Well, yeah, we've been to Wrigley a couple times. Yeah,
okay,
no, we have.
All right, were you at Wrigley with Mitch Trubisky? Cole?
No, not with Mitch.
Okay.
No.
All right. But you were at Wrigley with Justin. Would you please compare and contrast their presences in the suite at Wrigley and what you can take away from that? Thank you very much.
Oh, well, I mean, look, they both got a good ovation. I will say Chicago has supported Justin really well, and it looks like they're going to support Caleb really well. So people were excited to see both of them when they were both in the crowd.
Justin hit one out, didn't he, at batting practice?
Yeah, Justin. Yeah, so we did the home run derby that one time when they closed it off for us. He did hit one out. He might have hit 2 out, actually. I hit 3, so I ended up winning the derby that day.
Wow.
And I remember Justin was a little ticked off because I beat him, but hey, that's how it goes.
Yeah, no, good vibes for Justin and good wishes for him for sure in Pittsburgh. That would be fun. But this is going to be crazy. Are there enough footballs to go around, Cole? Are you worried if your targets go down? There's like 9,000-yard receivers, I believe, now on the roster.
That's a good problem to have. Look, we're all just trying to win at this point. I've been through a lot here so far in 4 years, and look, if it means I only get 1 or 2 targets one game and, maybe get 6 or 7 catches another game and we're winning football games, that's all it's about. And I know the guys that are here, whether it's DJ, Keenan, Gerald, Rome, all these different guys we got, we're all going to impact the game in different ways. And just when your number's called on, you got to be ready to go. But I think it's mostly excitement from everybody, and it's really exciting, and we just got to be unselfish about that aspect of it, and I'm confident the guys will be.
Couple more minutes with Cole Kmet. Has Caleb organized any off-season throwing sessions yet?
Yeah, we've got some stuff in the works here. Yeah. I got to be careful about location and timing here because we don't need a full crowd showing up when we do it. But yeah, we're in the works of organizing all that.
Okay. He at USC was pretty famous for being very generous to teammates. He gave he had the Beats by Dre sponsorship. He made sure that all the non-revenue athletes got him. He brought his offensive line to the Heisman ceremony. Has he done anything like that yet for Bears teammates?
No, I'm waiting on a gift now that you said this, so I'll bring this up to him. I didn't know all this.
Okay.
This will be a good topic to bring up. So, now that he's got an NFL signing bonus, we'll see what type of gifts are going to be going around here soon.
It might be a little early.
Didn't you sign a $50 million deal? Do I have that wrong?
The quarterback position's a little different now. You got to take care of your guys.
I understand. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah, it's important. I remember Dan Marino giving isotoner gloves to all of his offensive linemen. So you're all good. Hey, we had Jalen Johnson on last week. And we asked him who's better, the Bears defense or the Bears offense. Long pause, and he went defense. He said, "You guys still have to prove it." What do you think? Who's better?
I think on paper, us, but he is right. You have to go out and prove it. So I think it'll be an exciting camp. So whoever's out there for camp and able to watch us, I think it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of good competition between receivers, DBs, safeties, tight ends, our O-line versus our D-line. So I think it'll be a fun matchup, but I'm going to have to give it to us on paper for now.
You know, we remember Peanut Tillman used to say that he got better at hand fighting as a corner by playing against Mushin Muhammad in practice,
Sure.
you know? So, like, I mean, this should be really fun, you guys going against each other and pushing each other all season long, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be great for us to build that up during camp, and it's just going to make you better every day. So everyone's going to have to bring their best, and I know everyone's really excited about it, excited about the competition we'll have with one another during camp, and, hopefully that leads to good success on the field for the season to come.
All right, I know you got to go. You're a big comedy guy. Did you watch the Brady roast?
I did. It was cringy, man. It was cringy. The comedians were obviously very good, but you can tell who's a comedian, who's a football player, but just by watching that.
Well, now that's awesome. This begs to the same question you guys were kicking around at the Cubs game. Would you do better, Cole Kmet? How would your comedy stylings be in that aspect?
I'd be in the crowd. I wouldn't be even participating. I know my lane and I stick to it.
If we got you as much tequila as Gronk had last night, you'd get up there.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll have to find out.
We know that from the concert. Cole, thank you for a few minutes, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, thanks,
you.
Cole.
That's Cole Kmet.
That's awesome, man. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he's great.
He's very willing to talk about Caleb versus Justin.